This is the Cholo News Report for Monday 31 December 2018. The Taliban reject peace talks with the Afghan government. Diplomatic efforts to resolve the conflict have intensified after Taliban representatives started meeting U.S. envoys al-Khalils this year. Officials from the warring sides have met at least 3 times to discuss the withdrawal of international forces and a ceasefire in 2019. Voters in Bangladesh head to the polls to elect 299 representatives to parliament. 17 people were killed in deadly clashes between supporters and opponents of the country's ruling party. Bangladesh is a Muslim-majority nation of more than 160 million people and faces issues ranging from possibly devastating climate change, Islamist militancy, endemic poverty and corruption. People who were supporters of Prime Minister Hasina's party were vocal and happy to answer our questions on camera about what issues they'd voted on. Her long-term rival, Kale Desire, was sent to prison on corruption charges earlier this year and barred from competing in the vote, in a case which she claimed was politically motivated. The Awami League, led by Sheikh Hasina, is declared as the winner of the election, with Hasina to serve her 3rd consecutive term as Prime Minister of Bangladesh. Voters in the Democratic Republic of the Congo head to the polls to determine a successor to incumbent President Joseph Kabila. Elections are also held for the National Assembly and local councils. Despite a chaotic electoral process, in general voters seemed motivated and glad this historic day finally took place. Emmanuel Ramazani Shadari, a former interior minister and Kabila loyalist, who was hit by European Union sanctions for his role in the violent suppression of opposition protests in 2017. Martin Fayulu, a former oil executive who has promised a dignified and prosperous Congo, but who poor Congolese feel may not advance their cause. Felix Tshisekedi Chilombo, the son of a late veteran opposition leader, who has promised to make the fight against poverty his priority. This week, voting in 3 districts was postponed until March, with the Electoral Commission blaming insecurity and an Ebola virus outbreak. Follow lengthy voting delays and 4 deaths were reported across Congo on Sunday, marring the presidential election the country hoped would be its first peaceful, democratic transfer of power since independence in 1960. In response to a roadside bombing that killed 3 Vietnamese tourists and an Egyptian tour guide the previous day, Egyptian police kill 40 suspected militants. In January 2017, the Interior Ministry said that its counter-terrorism forces had tracked a group of suspected Islamic State fighters and were preparing to raid the house when they came under fire. The ministry named 6 of the dead men and accused them of participating in killings and other attacks on security forces, some of which had been claimed by the Islamic State.